Is it good to have a tour manager when you're doing more shows? Hell yeah. But, you know, if you can't afford one to just go and do one show or to do a couple shows, or you think you can handle it, then that's okay. Wow! What's up? My name's Killboy. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I have normally just posted music and stuff like that to promote my music, and lately I decided, hey, let's post some shit so you guys can learn from my mistakes and learn from things that I had to learn myself, and it was kind of difficult. I have the information, so let me just give it to you. These are gonna be things that I YouTube searched. I Googled these things, had real trouble finding. I couldn't even find the answer. So I got you, don't worry. So today I'm gonna talk about booking your own show and how to do that, blah, 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 blah. Step 1. Put your music on the internet and try to build up a little bit of a fan base. Be consistent for like 6 months to a year. In the meantime, if you want to book some smaller shows, maybe your city has like a We Found New Music or Next Up Artist, something like that to promote small artists and start to build your fan base. Those things are really helpful, okay? So you want to build up a little bit of an online and people who come to show type beat fan base. Best way to do that, honestly, is to post your original music and post cover songs. When you're on Spotify, make sure you register for Spotify for Artists. Just type it in Google, Spotify for Artists, and register your page. Now you can submit every song 2 to 4 weeks in advance to Spotify for consideration for playlisting. Do that every single time, because even if you don't get a big playlist, every time I've done it, my songs have wound up in the Discover Weekly for everyone who followed me and for people who follow artists who are like me. So it's very helpful. Share as much of yourself as you can on social media, your personality, tweets, stories, so that when people come to see who was this artist, they're like, oh, she's just like me. Like, I love her. Like, I'm going to support her. I'm going to want to see her win. Pay attention to every single fan. I say fan because, like, when you're not famous, come on, don't call them fans. Like, I have like 50 to 100 people that I recognize and I answer their DMs and I talk to, and I'm so happy that they support me and they help me so much more than the random fan who does like your music but is not really investing in you like that. So please pay attention to the people who really root for you and stick their neck out for you and repost all your shit and hype you up on it, everything. Those people are instrumental in your career. People may start reaching out to you. I don't know who to reach out to for booking. People reach out to me. I recommend having a friend act as your manager or your assistant and have them negotiate this. It gets too personal and it gets too like, oh, the artist really thinks that. You don't want that to be the factor. You just want this part to be business. You can even ask for things like, hey, do you have the festival layout? Do you have the lineup? Can I see who else is playing like on this day? And determine what other artists that are similar to me are on that day. Are there any? So someone reaches out to me and says, is Killboy available this date for this festival? You say, yes, I'm available for this date. Can you send me an official offer letter? So the offer letter is going to include the set time, how much they're going to pay you, if they're going to charge you to rent drums and backline. Backline is guitar, any instruments that you need to rent that you don't want to take on the plane, so you can actually ask them to rent that for you and have it there. But the cheaper option is to carry your guitar and your cymbals on the plane, okay? If they'll provide food, if they'll provide transportation, flights, ground transportation, you're gonna get this offer letter, or they're gonna ask you, what is your rate? So pick your rate. If you're a smaller artist and you're really, really small, I would say $1,000, and they might give you 500. They want you, they reached out to you, okay? So don't be afraid to shoot higher, and you might get it. You don't get what you don't ask for, though. Give your rate. Also say, I require flight, hotel, ground, and hospitality, and backline. Here's my tech writer. Tech writer is gonna be a video linked in the description. They're going to agree and say, okay, all good, or okay, we can't do flights, but we can do all this shit. Ask for everything up front, okay? Come on, it's negotiating. They say, okay, all good. Say, thank you, send the offer letter, contract at your earliest convenience. I require 50% deposit within 30 days of the event, the other 50% on the day of the event. And then they'll include this in the contract. It's totally normal. You can ask for 50% before, and this will help you to book your flights and to get ready and buy any equipment or things that you need before you go to the show. Next thing they're going to ask you for is a high-res picture and your logo so that they can make marketing materials for them. So pick something that is a good picture of you and that you want to be on a poster. I chose this picture because it's colorful, my hair looks crazy, people might be like, oh shit, I gotta see what this bitch is doing. You know, this bitch looks weird. Think if someone was scrolling on Instagram, would they stop on this picture? I think they might, just for a little bit. And your logos, and make sure the logo is in PNG format. That means that there's no background. You guys know what that fucking means. This is the Tech Writer, and I'll completely show you how to make one of these. But for now, I'll just say this is something that they needed to know before we booked the event so that they could say, okay, yeah, we can provide you these drums at the event so that you don't have to take them on the plane because that's way too expensive. But it's going to cost this much, or we're going to cover it and there's no surprises. The next steps will be making sure you get all your stuff and getting on the plane, getting the ground transportation contact from the booking agent so that when you arrive, you know who to call and who's picking you up from the airport. Make sure you have your ID for the hotel. That is something I learned because I lost my ID, and you need the ID to check into the hotel, okay? So you wake up and it's a day of show and you're headed to the festival and you need to get your credentials. I had to show you my laminates because they're just so cool, okay? Okay, but here's the #1 rule. Remember this. Don't post a picture of this while you're at the festival. Wait until the festival is completely over and tell your mom because you will get in trouble. This is what people do. They'll take a picture of it, recreate it, laminate it, and they'll get into the festival. You know, some weirdo will get in the VIP. It's about all the artists at the event being safe. Okay? I didn't know that. You'll get to the event and you need to ask them about merchandise and what % that they're going to take because they may or may not take a %. And the one thing that was a tip from a girl in Dallas, she said, hey, since this is your first time, I just want to hook you up with this knowledge. They can't take from hard merchandise, which is like hats, sunglasses, necklaces, posters, CDs. They cannot take a % of that. So you'll need to keep track of all that you sell that night and what type of merch. They take it from soft merch, which is like t-shirts and shorts and sweatshirts. So that's a good thing to know. And also you can lie. So come on, you're a small band and this merch money is going to help you so much. Don't be afraid to lie. Sorry, but it's true. Understanding that just making sure you know when sound check is and being on time and how early should you be there. So this weekend I will take you with me, do a little vlog. So be sure to look out for that and subscribe and look out for more videos. That was so cringe. I'm sorry. I'm just like, I'm sorry. I just want you to like me.